Hello there. Welcome to the Science People. My name is Vanessa Van Edwards. This is my colleague Danielle Baker.
Hello.
We are two females here to talk to you today about being a female alpha. Now, this is kind of a controversial topic. In fact, I just learned that this article on our blog, I wrote an article on our blog about female alphas, gets the most comments of any of our other articles. So hopefully this video will get you thinking. And here's the big concept that we're thinking about today. We are groomed to either accept or become female alphas. In the book The Female Brain, Luann Brizendine discusses the evolutionary and biological importance for females to get along and keep harmony in a group. So from a very young age, girls are taught, far more than boys, to share, cooperate, and play fair. Girls get very good at reading others' emotions and adapting to the tone of a group. Female alphas actually make it easier for a group of girls to interact because there is one unspoken or spoken leader. This leader tends to set the tone for the group and allows girls to get along without having a power struggle. So what I want to talk about now, and I brought Danielle on here with me because she's very good at reading emotions, are the kind of things I want to think about around female alphas, the rules of female alphaism, and tell me if you agree in the comments. Alpha females are social conductors. Non-alpha females are her orchestra. Am I the good one?
I'm playing the violin.
We should trade. Now I'll play one.
Oh, I actually was a drum major back in band.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I was a conductor. No, I'm just kidding. So next time you're at a party or networking event, I want you to try a fascinating experiment. Find a group of 3 or more females. You don't need to be close enough to even hear them. They should just be in your line of sight. Put a 5-minute timer on your phone or watch and take note of the direction of the women's feet. Almost always, women will point their feet towards the person they are most interested in or who they feel is leading the group's tempo. In only 5 minutes, you should be able to see where the majority of women are pointing their feet. Amazingly, you'll notice that most of the women in the group will be pointing towards the same woman, even if they're in a circle and even if that woman is not talking. So I thought we could talk about some actual female alphas who we think are conductors from pop culture, and list yours below. A conductor female, any ideas?
From Scandal, Olivia Pope.
Oh, for sure. And she conducts her
that
people.
office into shape.
That's right. She's a conductor, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking of Khaleesi Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones. So when Khaleesi, I love Game of Thrones. When she walks into a room, everyone's feet are always pointing towards Khaleesi, and she is a conductor. You either are in her presence to follow or to fight. Either one. All females follow the alpha's social cues. So once you have an inkling of who the female alpha is in the group, move closer, or if you're a woman, you can actually join the circle. You will notice that the entire group is taking social cues from the alpha. Women will often hold their body like her, they'll talk in the same voice, and other females will even laugh for the same amount of time as the alpha does. By the way, alpha female behavior is harder to spot in a group of mixed sexes. Males, those pesky males, they can confuse a female's attention span. So, who dictates social cues? Can you think of any good pop culture icons? So, I don't know if anyone watches Veep. But Selena Meyer is the Veep in Veep. And what happens is you'll see that the actors in this show will often follow her and mirror her and mimic her. So when she laughs, I'm going to do a really horrible laugh and you laugh with me. Okay, ready? That's like that. So that's what happens is they end up coordinating the social cues. They nod when they nod, they laugh when they laugh. They tend to have the same body posture. After a while, you'll even notice that non-alpha females will even start to dress and do their makeup like the alpha female. When the female alpha leaves, a social vacuum is created. Another way you can spot the female alpha of a group is by watching how each group member exits. When non-alphas leave the group, nothing much happens, right? The group sort of just closes in on that. But when an alpha leaves the group, then the gap is harder. You notice it. It's harder for the members to move on. So the alpha female is sort of dictating all the behavior, and you notice that there's this vacuum that's created. So conversation can stop, or females will kind of look around expectantly for someone else to talk because they're waiting for someone else to take lead. The one that I was thinking of here is, if you watch House of Cards, Claire Underwood. So Claire Underwood is very, very stoic in the show. She's not very expressive. She doesn't have very many girlfriends. However, when she leaves a room, there's this sort of power vacuum of then who's going to take charge, because she always is the leader in the room.
One that I thought of is Leslie Knope in Parks and Rec, but it's funny because I think in any other situation she would not be considered an alpha, but within her office, when she leaves, because she's very talkative and chatty, all of the other people in the office are kind of like, well,
what do we do?
What happens next?
Party. Party at Andy's house. Yeah. So also something to think about here is you can be an alpha at work or an alpha at home. You don't always have to be alpha in the same place. There's social alphas, there's work alphas, there's home alphas. And so when that person leaves, it's like, oh, is there a vacuum created? The other one I thought of was Red from Orange is the New Black. I think there was an actual couple episodes where she leaves the kitchen and there's this whole vacuum and power struggle when she leaves and another alpha takes her place. There can only be one female alpha per cluster. So what happens when there are two female alphas in an office? One word, disaster. Or maybe two words, disaster and drama. The female alpha with the higher degree of alphaness usually takes charge, and the second alpha female backs down or cedes and plots revenge and then backs down. So in social groups, most of the female drama comes when there are two alpha females competing to be the social conductor. And the non-alpha females, or alpha females to a lesser degree, are not sure who to follow. So do you have an example for this one? I have one in the back of my head.
What's yours?
So Mad Men, there's one big female in Mad Men, it's Joan Holloway. She's the redhead in the office, and she is the only alpha there. In fact, the other females in the show always take a second step to her, even if they're higher in their job title. So that's because Joan is the female alpha, and if you have more than one, you have conflict.
Drama.
Drama. There must be at least one alpha female. So this is an interesting one, and this one I've thought about a lot. Oddly, there must only be one alpha female, but there also has to be at least one alpha female. When you're in a group where there's no alpha female, maybe you've experienced this, men would describe it as awkward, weird, or even boring. And this is because in a group of women with very low female alpha tendency, no one is sure how to act, what to talk about, or how to keep the social pace. So female alphas actually have a very important role of social lubrication. They keep everything going. They make sure everyone talks. They're into reciprocation. And I had one example from this one. This is Zooey Deschanel from New Girl. Have you ever seen New Girl?
I haven't.
Oh my gosh, it's the best. So Zooey Deschanel in New Girl is one of the only women in the house, although there's other female characters, and she's the one who keeps the peace. She knows when Schmidt's in a bad mood. She knows when she has to clean the kitchen. She knows what she's going to do for Thanksgiving. She is the social lubricant. And if she wasn't around, nothing would happen on that show. It would be very, very boring.
So that makes me think of, in The Office, there isn't really that one female alpha in the office, meaning it is always really awkward and weird. But when Jan from corporate swoops in, she's definitely has the female alpha tendencies. It does create that more clear distinction of, okay, she's the one in charge now. Everyone else is.
So not having a female alpha is great for comedies, right? Because it makes all those awkward situations, and no one will step up in that show. Right. Alpha females are social lubrication and business mediators. So we have very little awareness of how important and how much we do in fact rely on female alphas. They bring social ease to a group, they tell jokes, they start conversations, they introduce people, they smooth over business disagreements and take charge. There are many names for them, both good and bad. Connectors, chatty, gossipers, queen bees, leaders, bossy, self-centered, the life of the party, social, and control freaks. All of those. Have you watched The Good Wife?
No, I feel like I haven't seen any of these shows.
They're really good. They're all about female alphas.
I'm going home and watching Netflix.
Good. So The Good Wife, Alicia Florrick, she is a female alpha who's quite demure. She doesn't really barrel into things, but she keeps everything moving quite smoothly, and people don't give her enough credit for all the work that she does. So a little special note is there are different degrees of female alphaness. So female alphahood is not like pregnancy. You either are or aren't. it's more like a spectrum. Some women have a high tendency to be alpha in all their situations. They enjoy social conducting, being the leader, being the center of attention, whereas some women only like being female alphas in their home or in their business or in social situations. So some women are only social alphas around certain groups of friends. If you explain the female alpha phenomenon to a woman, she will most likely be able to tell you her degree of social alphaness. On a 10-point scale, she might be a 7 or a 4, for example. So that's all we got for you on female alphas. We really just want you to think about this dynamic. Think about your friends groups. If you're a man or a woman, think about how female alphas help or play a role in your life, and think about what degree feels natural to you. Thank you. Bye.